We are live. Welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Courtney Harden. I have podcast family back on the show. One of my favorite people in this industry, and I tell her this all the time, and I really mean it. And it's been a minute since we caught up, so I'm looking forward to this episode. But before we get started, hit my music. Let's get it. All right, welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Courtney Harden. Happy Wednesday, September 10th. I can't believe it's already almost mid-September, but here we are. Weather's changing and everything. It's getting cooler here on the East Coast, so looking forward to the fall a little bit, but it's hitting us like a ton of bricks so quickly. So summer is almost over, but besides that, you can follow the show on all the podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple. We're also on YouTube, BS3 Network, BS3TVLive.com, BS3 Network Roku channel. And you can also follow on all the social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok as well. So the Real Deal with Courtney Harden. Like I said, I have a great guest on the show. Podcast family, not guest. This is family. Back to the show for I don't know how many we've done of these. So we've done so many of these, but I know her bio. I don't even have to look at anything because, like I said, this is podcast family. But sports commentator, sports reporter, media reporter, track and field, Serenity Media Productions.com, Serenity Douglas TV on YouTube. Like I said, she is everywhere. Wherever track and field, she's there reporting, interviewing your favorite athletes and everything too. One of the best in the business. One of my favorite people in this space as well. Serenity Douglas, welcome back to the show. Really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, Courtney, thank you for having me back time and time again. You haven't forgotten about me yet, and I appreciate it.
Not at all. No, that'll never happen. I would never be able to never forget you on that. No matter where we go, we're on this, we're on this journey together. So we just keep moving up. In God's will, and when I see you having good big things going to happen, that's a win. So I congratulate you on all your success and everything too. But thank you again for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Oh, of course, anytime.
Yes. Will never forget. No, not at all. No matter where we are, you always have a spot on this show, and I've always enjoyed our conversations and everything. And there's always something new amongst us as well. So, like I said, you got a lot to say. So we got a lot to catch up on. But how's everything going? How's your summer been? And like I said, you've been busy doing a lot of reporting, commentating, and just making moves too. So how's everything going?
Everything has been going good. I think the last time we talked, I was still at the TV station in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm no longer there anymore. I've gone freelance full time. And that is great, but it's also scary sometimes because, salary is good. It's nice and comfortable.
Yes.
But, being able to travel freely has been amazing this summer. I've been up to your area in Philly.
Yeah.
I've been to Texas and Oregon twice, Tennessee. So it's been great just to be able to have the freedom and go to all the track meets I want to go to, or the ones that I've gotten booked for. So it's been really busy. Busy's good.
Yeah, busy is good. And like you said, we just missed each other in Philly. I know we were trying to connect when you were here. And I think I went to Grand Slam track. And I think I reached out to you, said, "Hey, you're gonna be in Philly," and you said not at that time, but you were right. You were here I think before, I believe, before that and everything too. So we just missed each other. But again, we'll connect sooner or later. I'm sure we'll cross paths in person. But as you said, you've been freelancing, and freelancing, as you said, is a great thing. You said you got the freedom and everything too. And you had put a post out that said this was the best summer you've had in years. So much freedom to create, travel, and just be you and everything too. Yes. So talk about that. Like you said, that he said yes, the salary is great, yes, because that pays our bills and things like that.
Yeah.
Like you said, but being a freelancer, I know you've been wanting to do this type of in this space. Talk about a little bit about that freelancing and having that freedom to create and travel.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in my post, it's just every summer it feels like I don't get to like see the summer at all because
Yeah,
I'm working so much, which is great, don't get me wrong, but being at the news station job, which is I highly recommend because you get so much experience in it. Yes. But imagine it like 5 days out of the week I'm at my job like normal. And while
yeah,
normal people have 2 days off, or whatever their off days are, but 2 days off, I would use those 2 days to go to a track meet. So it was like I'm essentially working like 7 days a week. And then it's also just from being in the parameters of being like owned in a way.
right.
Because when you have a contract, you're working with a news station, they own your voice, they own your face and things like that too. So you don't necessarily get as much creative freedom as you could. But this summer I was finally able to just like spread my wings. So some of the things that I got to do where it was like, dang, this is what freelance is all about. I've done freelance, plenty of times,
Yeah.
but to do it like full force is just completely different. So one of the examples I do have is when I was in Oregon for USA Trials. I just like woke up and I was like, you know what? Not the one for, was it the one for trials or for pre? I think it was for trials.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go to the press conference today. Yeah, it was for trials. Yeah. I was like, I'm not going to go to the press conference. I was just here 2 weeks ago for Prefontaine.
Yep.
I hear what they're going to say. They're going to say they're ready to run. They're going to say they're excited to do well. They're going to do the normal things, which is cool. But like, I don't need it. So I decided to, I've been seeing the trend, like everybody's shouting out their area codes. I see that trend for the NFL a lot on TikTok, and I love it because I'm waiting to hear like the 404 for Georgia. And my thing I've been trying to do since I work with other sports as well is integrate that into track. So I was like, well, why don't we just do it here? Especially this is USA Trials, but everybody is from everywhere. Especially they worked in the para athletes as well. So everybody is literally from everywhere. So I ended up getting a poster board from like Target. And I just sat there and I have like a picture of it on my LinkedIn. And I think on my Twitter too. I was just like, shout out your area code. And
I saw that. Yeah.
I just wanted to sit at the entrance. And I was like, this is so much better than being at a press conference. And it ended up going viral and it's doing really well. So that is just an example of how I've just been able to just use my creative freedom. As opposed to if I worked for a company full time, they would have been like, no, you need to be in that press conference.
Yeah.
But having the ability to be like, I actually don't want to do that today. I want to do something completely different. Has been nice. And I think that kind of set the tone for my year for sure.
Okay. I love that. And like I said, for the summer. Yeah. And you said you were everywhere. You said Oregon, Philly, Tennessee, like you were a lot of different places. And I saw that, they went viral. You went viral a couple of times, so we're gonna get into a couple times. No, we're good though. It was really good. And like I said, when I see that and we follow each other and I see you doing all those things, it's a big win. Big win for you, first and foremost, big win for track and field, because you said now you're at all these, you had the freedom to be at all these track meets. Yes, you said working for a news company, they can send you these different places, but now that you said now you're freelancing, you can like say, okay, I can stay a couple of days if I want to, if I can, and really get. He said, I'm not going to the press conference. I was just here. I was just there like a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to do this, viral TikTok with the area code. And like I said, it worked. Yeah. So you might not have that time or freedom because then you're at a set time when you're broadcasting for the news company. And then now you're like, well, okay, I can now just go, and if I want to go to press conference, I'll do that. If I want to go here, I'll do this. So yeah, sometimes it's great to have that little bit of freedom. For sure.
Oh, for sure. You're absolutely right.
Yes. And you were at the New Balance Nationals, and you were like, you were everywhere. And he said Prefontaine, U.S. Trials. We're gonna definitely get into the world that's coming up shortly. This week actually it starts. Yeah. So, but yeah, you were. Yeah. So, what was your favorite place that you were at just for this summer, if you could pick one?
If I could pick one. If I could pick one, Philly is nice.
Mhm.
You know what? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have two. Philly is nice. It's something about Franklin Field that is just absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful to me.
Right. Yep.
And I loved Franklin Field for sure. So I would say Franklin Field and just Hayward were my two favorite tracks to be at. Obviously, the Oregon track is just amazing.
Yep.
I do not recommend going to Oregon twice in 1 month.
Yeah.
But especially when you live on the East Coast, so like 3 hour time difference.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that was tough for me for sure. But yeah, going to Oregon for trials, I want to say that was like my favorite moment.
Mm.
Definitely
Yeah.
because I funded that. And I really had to push myself to do that because I was so used to being booked for places. And that's where I think like, not being with my old company has really made me realize things about myself as well as a reporter. And
Mm.
realizing that I sometimes I kind of hide behind the working for a company mask.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's easier to go that way. Yeah, they pay for your flight, they pay for your hotel, and they have a name to them.
Hmm.
But with funding my own trip to USA Trials, I think that was my favorite trip because one, I funded it and I figured it out. And then it ended up being very successful with like the way those interviews went viral on Sports Center and Yahoo Sports and the Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco. So like,
That's it. Yep. That
yeah,
was the viral. That was the viral one I was talking about. That. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Sports
literally.
Center.
And
Yeah.
it's just something so satisfying about
Mhm.
that because I was contemplating. I was like, should I spend this $500 just to go up there and get the same mix zone interviews? To get the same, how did you feel about your race? Because
Yeah.
it's really quick stuff. Just for my 6,000 followers on Instagram. And, so I was like, no, Serenity, you need to go. Go
Yeah.
up there with a plan. Yeah, you are on your own, but you know how to be you haven't been on your own in a minute because,
Right.
you just either go to track meets that you get booked for or you
Yep.
don't. But this is one of the first times I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go, and let's see how it goes. And it ended up being really successful. So I would say like that was just my favorite place to go, my favorite moment this summer for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that was the other, the viral piece was. I was going to ask about that, like just being able to, they Nightcap and Yahoo and Sports
Yeah.
Center. I heard that when they was talking about it, it was like Trey Douglas and the question she asked, and that was what Fred Curley when you were talking, and
Oh,
Kenny Bernard,
Bernard,
excuse me, yes,
yeah,
yeah, Kenny
yeah,
Bernard, that was the whole him and Noah Lyles
yeah.
situation. Yes, yeah, Kung Fu Kenny, and they were talking about that, and you were able, as you said, and you said funding it probably, I'm sure, was more personal for you because you said you
Yeah.
have the freedom to do, and you say, hey, I'm doing this, I funded it myself, and I got a chance to ask Kenny Bernard that question, and when Shannon Sharp said your name, and they used that, they used your
Yeah.
question, I was like, yes, go ahead, Serenity, yes. Yes, but it had to make it like that had to been like very rewarding.
Oh, it's
Just to
so
see it
rewarding.
on, see that on, on Nightcap and on Sports Center, so for sure, and Yahoo Sports and all that too. So how rewarding was that to
Oh my
see
god.
something that something that you did personal and funding your trip there, and then your reporting being held with those companies.
Yeah, I mean, it was extremely rewarding. It
Mhm.
was the last day of trials. I had been getting good stuff. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong. I was proud of myself for being in the mix zone again. I haven't been in the mix zone in a while. So being in the mix zone again was cool. It was great, but when you're not with the company and when you're not put on an assignment, you do have to be more diligent. You got to go out there
yeah,
with a plan.
yep,
Because there's 30 other reporters getting the same exact content as you.
yep.
So like, what is it about your stuff that is so special and so different? So like, it was just starting off with the area codes video that went viral on TikTok was kind of like, okay, all right, we feel good. We feel good. We have people, you have
Yep.
people's attention now. So that's good. And then going into like the interviews and then having that moment where Noah Lyles pushed Kenny. I wasn't like, this is the time for me to go viral. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like that necessarily, but Kenny came into the mix zone. You could hear a pin drop. And he looked at me and I was like, you ready? Because I didn't think he was actually going to stop. Because the mix zone is controlled. They don't have to stop. That's the
Yep.
thing with track. They don't have to. It's not
Right.
like basketball and football. he looked at me and I was kind of like, oh, I'm ready when you are.
You're like, I gotta get on point. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, okay. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I asked him about his race first, just to get him comfortable. And then I was like, oh, well, do you want to explain what happened? What we all saw?
Yeah.
And he talked about it. So then to see after the day was over, I had like got a follow from Yahoo Sports, and I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then I realized they DM'd me and I was like, oh, okay. And then it was just like a ripple effect. And I wonder, maybe I'll learn this eventually when I get higher up. But I wonder if like they can see what is on other networks. I don't know. We call it a rundown at a news station.
Right.
We can see what was on like, Fox and NBC. We can see what they're going to run. So we need to make sure we run that too. So I wondered if they did the same thing, because right after Yahoo Sports, I got a DM from Nightcap. And right after Nightcap, I got a DM from ESPN Sports Center. And I was like, okay. And then like a week later, I got a DM from TMZ. I got an email from TMZ. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like they're gonna use my thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was it was extremely, extremely rewarding, especially because like I said, like I didn't know if I should go. Because like like I said, you're getting the same content as 30 other reporters. Like, what makes your stuff so special? And feeling like, I have this audience. But this audience that I have, they can get it from Citius Mag. They can get it from everybody. They can get it from other places. Why me?
Right.
And it made me realize why me. Because I ask the hard questions, because I'm the one who's diligent, and I do the silly stuff, and I do this. And it made me basically re-spark my own passion for content creation that was honestly completely lost. And it gave me the confidence to be able to be like, you know what? I'm not booked for anybody, but you can still do it. I had to I haven't been in this mix zone in a while, y'all. I was kind of like, hey guys,
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Don't forget about me. I do this too. Right.
Literally. And obviously, like a couple things was you're not on broadcast. No, I'm not. I'm here with y'all. Yeah. So it was humbling, but also just really, really exciting, extremely rewarding. I think that's the perfect way to put it.
I loved it, and when I saw that, and I was like, yes, I know Serenity, and and I'm just smiling and just saying yes. She one of the best reporters out there, especially in track and field, and for them, for sure, and for them to, as you said, Yahoo Sports reaching out to you, and then Nightcat reaching out to you, and Sports Center and TMZ, it's like, oh my goodness, yeah. So I was like, congratulations first, and that's such a huge blessing. Just to, as you said, just to be able to do that on a freelance basis. And you say when you go out there and don't have a big network per se behind you, you're hustling, you're doing your thing just to. And I've seen over the years the work that you put in and everything too, such tremendous work. So and you're right, it brought you back to your content creation as well, getting that getting that spark back.
Yeah, for sure. Did I freeze on your side? Oh no. Courtney!
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Am I frozen? Okay, I think I'm back. I can't believe that happened.
No, I know. I don't know what happened there. It's a black screen.
Goodness. Hold on. Let me try to refresh some things. I am so sorry, Courtney.
No, that's all right. No, not at all. Hey, it's a podcast. It happens. Technical issues happen.
That worked? No. Let's
all right, we'll bring Serenity back on. No worries at all. We'll just wait till she come back, and we're gonna do a second half because this has got a lot to discuss. So let's see if she can come back on. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out her interview with Kenny Bednarek, Kung Fu Kenny, and her question, a couple questions got picked up by, like I say, Yahoo Sports and TMZ. see if we can get her back on here. But yeah, so yeah, check it out. It was a great interview, and she said just doing it as a freelance as well was tremendous. But yeah, let's see if we can get her back connected here. We'll just keep it on rolling. That is no problem. So, but yep, talking with Serenity Douglas she does freelance sports media reporting and commentating, track and field. We got to get into some track and field. That'll be the next segment. See if this works. If not, we'll set up a new one here. This will be part 1, and we'll do a part 2. Give it a few minutes. Just a couple more minutes. If not, I'll set up a new one. I'll set up a new link so we can let's see. All right. Well, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna see. We can set up a new link here. All right. Let's try a new link, and then we'll be right back. All right. I'm gonna end the stream, and we'll be right back in a few minutes.